Nearly 60% of the population of Pakistan is youth. And it is very important to engage with youth in Pakistan because people say they are the future of Pakistan. I say they are the present of Pakistan. So if you don't invest in your present, you can never have a better future. I entered into a partnership with the provincial government there because the provincial governments are the responsible bodies. So I took up this challenge that I need to engage with, let's say, initially 100 schools in the district. So I said, okay, I cannot work with 100 schools, which means thousands of students, so how do I do it? Again, then create a critical mass in each institution that becomes your source of strength and that becomes multiplier for you. So we worked with this select group in each institution from each community, and then we imparted the knowledge, skills, through which we wanted to change the attitudes, of course, in them and through them in their societies and communities. It was quite a wholesome program. We would engage with them for longer term, and we still do that. Building their capacity, giving them knowledge and expertise. How do you communicate? How do you talk? How do you get your message across? How do you educate your peers? How do you resolve the peer conflicts that are arising every day in the street, at home, in your communities? Giving them these, soft skills, and then, of course, the skills to negotiate and mediate and stuff. So we told them, now is the real job for you to do. So go out into your communities and, just spread this message all over. We had no money. We had no money to give to them to get, these groups out there in the community organized. But I had a strong belief that not all work that you do requires money. So I said, look, it's a skill that you can easily impart. So why don't you just hold these small community meetings? Street meetings, community meetings. So gather at one place and talk about your experiences as a peacemaker, as a peace builder. So they did it. They went, they would go to a mosque where they would, gather around, gather together, and then they would discuss things. And they started finding people who were interested in listening to them. Initially, of course, not many people were listening to them, but then they found audience. And they started gradually, making inroads in their own communities. Fortunately, a lot of committed people, young people we found in these peace groups. So they took upon themselves this challenge that they have to do it because they were all suffering. They come from this region where they have suffered enough, and they don't want to we didn't want them to continue suffering. So for them, it was something that helped them. And with this one message that this is for your benefit, this is for the benefit of your community, for your future generations. They went into the communities. They would hold small meetings. They would do theaters, role plays on the street, and then they would start attracting people. So these groups came about at the community level. What would they do? They would just try to deal with the conflicts that were there at the very small level, if they have a conflict at the street, if they have a conflict in the market somewhere, they would try to, handle it there. They may not necessarily resolve it. They may not necessarily, be successful in every effort that they made, but they were doing it.